is DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio. A member of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Join us as we uncover the stories behind every game-changing moment with Bill Velasco. Get ready to dive into the heart of sports because it's time for your favorite sports step into the spotlight.
Isang napakagandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga teammates. Ito ang Hardball with Bill Velasco. Ang oras po natin ngayon, 11:01. Ngayon po ay September 15, 2025.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Baka mamaya makakasama natin live dito sa studio sina Alfonso Gonzalez, Florence Tacardon at Joshua Merino ng 19-time UAAP champion sa football, ang UP men's team. At sisilipin natin ang paghahanda nila para sa paparating na UAAP Season 88. Magtapos ang kanilang top 4 finish nung nakaraang season.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Tutukan din ang aking eksklusibong panayam kasama ang bagong head coach ng Phoenix Fuel Master sa PBA na si Willie Wilson. Paano nga ba siya napunta sa coaching matapos ang kanyang naging makulay na career bilang manlalaro sa PBA?
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, sundan kami sa aming mga social media accounts sa Facebook, DWAN 1206 AM, sa YouTube, DWAN.1206 AM, sa TikTok at DWAN 1206 AM, at sa Instagram at DWAN 1206 AM.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Ginulat ng Amerikanong boksingero na si Terence Crawford ang mundo ng boxing matapos niyang manaig kontra kay Canelo Alvarez para makuha ang undisputed super middleweight championship kahapon sa Allegiant Stadium sa Las Vegas. Dinomina ng 37-year-old unorthodox boxer ang laban sa pamamagitan ng kanyang hand speed at footwork na naging daan para makuha niya ang unanimous decision win 116-112, 115-113, 115-113. Gumawa na kasaysayan si Crawford bilang kauna-unahang boksingero sa modern 4-belt era na naging undisputed world champion sa tatlong major division, junior welterweight at ngayon super middleweight. Hindi pa rin nadudungisa ng record ng 5-division world champion na ngayon nasa 42 panalo na. 31 rito ay kanyang tinapos via knockout. Sa kabilang banda, nalasap naman ni Canelo ang kanyang unang talo sa loob ng 7 taon at ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Ano ang significance, no? Anong ibig sabihin, anong kahulugan itong panalong ito? Unang-una sa lahat, malaking bagay po kasi 2 weight division yung inakyat ni Terence Crawford, no? Hindi lang po isa. At inakala na lahat na si Canelo ay matatalo dahil niya sa kanyang experience. Sanay siya sa weight division na yan. 7 taon na siyang world champion. Pero nakita na hirap siya, hindi lang dahil southpaw si Crawford, kundi mabagal kasi po mag-start si Canelo madalas. Kaya sa unang round, nakuha ni Crawford yon sa mata ng marami. Pero yung naging mabigat doon ay yung huling 2 round. Kasi doon na tagkakagit-gitan dahil mahigpit yung laban. Halos alternate yung pagkapanalo nila ng mga rounds. Pero yung huling 2 round, mas malakas ang finish ni Crawford at dahil doon naagaw niya yung undisputed title. Now, maganda po ito dahil yung pagiging marami ng mga undisputed boxers parang nagkakasama na yung mga world title para hindi na tayo naguguluhan. Sino ba ang champion ito? Sino ba ang champion yan? Pwede ring piliin ng boksingero na itaya niya yung isa lang sa kanyang mga title, or pwedeng sabihin natin non-title fight. Pero pag undisputed kasi, malaking pera yan pag yung lahat ng belt ang kanilang isinusugal agad. Kaya magandang senyales ito para sa boxing kasi gumaganda na po ang mga world title fights at dahil dito lalong naaakit uli yung mga fans. Hindi lang po kasi yung mga porque malaki ang pangalan papanoorin ng tao. Ngayon pareho silang magaling, parehong champion. At yan po ang bunga talaga ng excellence sa sport ng boxing.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Samantala matagumpay namang nadepensahan ng Japanese boxer na si Naoya Inoue ang kanyang undisputed super bantamweight title laban kay Murodjon Akhmadaliev ng Uzbekistan kahapon sa Nagoya, Japan. Sa kanyang ikalimang sunod na title defense, muling sumandal ang 32-year-old boxer sa kanyang signature left jab at combination punches na nagbigay sa kanya ng unanimous decision win. Ito ang ikalabindalawang sunod na title fight win ni Inoue at ang kanyang ika-31 panalo sa kanyang karera. Pagkatapos ng laban, agad na kinonfirma ni Inoue na muli siyang lalaban sa Disyembre sa Saudi Arabia, kung saan inaasahang makakaharap niya ang undefeated Mexican boxer na si David Picasso.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Okay. This is very big news, no? Dahil alam naman natin si Naoya Inoue ayaw niya talagang lumaban sa labas ng Japan. No, karaniwan siya ay lumalaban na hindi lang sa Japan pero weekday pa. Madalas Martes lumalaban si Naoya Inoue. Siguro yan ang kanyang mga pamahiin, no? Mga superstition niya na kailangan yung araw na yun ang maganda para sa kanya. But the fact that he is going to fight in Saudi Arabia, ibig sabihin malaking halaga po yan ang inaalok sa kanya. And he's ready to get exposure in another part of the world. Saudi Arabia is already very well known for getting into a lot of sports, football, golf, tennis. Marami na silang pinasok na sports dahil po sa napakarami nilang pera para hatakin doon ang mga malalaking pangalan sa international sports. At gaya ng binanggit ko kanina, yan po, Naoya Inoue, undisputed super bantamweight division. At he was also undisputed bago siya umakyat sa super bantamweight. Sa katunayan na binalita na natin dati na nung umakyat siya, biglang yung 4 na titulo na bakante at maraming Pilipino na may pagkakataon makakuha ng world title. Terence Crawford, undisputed sa super middleweight. Alexander Usyk, undisputed sa heavyweight. So, magandang senyales to sa tingin ko para sa boxing na sana magkasundo na yung WBC, WBO, WBA at IBF na gawin ng undisputed, no? Ang problema lang kasi dyan, yung pera, paghahati-hatian naman nila yung kita, no? At dapat pag-aralan din natin kung paano gawin yun. Pero magandang balita rin, nalalaban uli si Naoya Inoue, hindi kagaya ng mga ibang boksingero. Halimbawa, si Terence Crawford, minsan once a year lang lumaban. No? Mas maganda dyan, mga 2-3 beses lumaban sa isang taon. Noong 2016, naalala ko si Nonito Donaire, 4 na beses lumaban at ginawa siyang Boxer of the Year ng The Ring Magazine. So, para sa mga fans din, mas maganda, mas madalas nila napapanood ang kanilang mga paboritong boksingero.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Nagwagi ng mga medalya ang Philippine Sambo National Team sa magkasunod na kompetisyon sa Asia at Europa nitong nagdaang linggo. Nanalo ng 3 medalya ang pambansang koponan sa katatapos lang na Korea Open Sambo Championship na ginanap sa Cheonan, South Korea. Sa pangunguna ng gold medal finish ni Marwin Kirante sa 58 kg combat sambo. Samantala, silver medal naman ang naiuwi ng Philippine team standout na si Chino Sitan Contian sa European Student Sambo Cup sa Serbia. Hindi rin nagpahuli ang kanyang University of Santo Tomas teammates na sina John Ripamor at Geneva Consigna na pareho ring nanalo ng tansong medalya sa naturang 3-day event.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Bakit po natin madalas pag-usapan ng sambo dito sa ating programa? Una sa lahat, mas aktibo talaga ang organisasyon, and congratulations to their head, no? Si Paulo Tancontian. Talagang regular, halos buwan-buwan may sinasalihan sila mga international tournament, and they have been winning. So winning begets winning. Kumbaga, anong ibig sabihin nun? Pag nananalo ka, lalo kang gaganahan, yung mga kampi mo lalong gaganahan, at marami kang makukuhang mga manonood, and you will also inspire another generation of athletes. So kumbaga snowball effect yan. O nananalo sila ng nananalo, so ngayon ang mga tao nagtatanong, ano ba yung sambo na yan? At mapapanood nila, sabi na, kahanga-hanga yan, magandang sport na yan, masubukan nga. At yung mga kabataan naman, it's also a form of self-defense, kaya madali ring matutunan, and it's very flexible, no? Marami ibang sport ang pwedeng puntahan, no? Going to sambo and going from sambo, judo, courage, other combat sports. Kaya palakpakan po natin ang sambo national team natin, at sigurado ko next month may balita na naman tayo na nakapag-uwi sila ng medalya sa ating bansa.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Matapos ang kanyang bronze medal finish sa China, nabigong makausad ang Filipino pole vaulter na si EJ Obiena sa finals ng World Athletics Championships na kasalukuyang ginaganap ngayon sa Tokyo, Japan. Kinapos ang kasalukuyang world number 7 sa qualifying round ng men's pole vault event. Tinapos ni Obiena ang qualifier sa ika-11 pwesto matapos ang kanyang 5.55 meter performance. Nitong nakaraang linggo lang nang masungkit ni EJ ang tansong medalya sa World Athletics Continental Tour sa Beijing, China. Ang kanyang unang kompetisyon matapos ang isang buwang pagpapagaling mula sa back injury. Inaasahang pabalik na ngayon ng bansa si Obiena para sa Atletang Ayala World Pole Vault Challenge na gaganapin sa Ayala Triangle Garden sa lungsod ng Makati ngayong September 20 hanggang 21.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Sa MPBL, napanatili ng Basilan Star Horse ang kanilang conference best winning streak matapos nilang manalo laban sa Muntinlupa Cagers Lacan 90-82 kagabi sa Paco Arena. Nagposte ng 18 puntos at 9 na rebounds ang veteran forward na si Arwin Santos para sa Basilan na ngayon nasa isang 6-game winning streak. Dahil sa panalong ito, makyat na rin sa ika-6 na pwesto sa Southern Division ang Star Horse. Dala-dala ang kanilang 16-11 record. Makakaharap ng kupunan ang Marikina Shoemasters sa susunod na Martes, September 23 para sa kanilang ikalawa sa huling laro bago magtapos ang elimination round.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Matapos ang ilang linggong negosasyon at ilang napabalitang offer mula sa Korean Basketball League, opisyal nang pumirma ng bagong kontrata ang forward ni si Xavier Lucero sa Magnolia Chicken Templados Hot Shots. Sa isang social media post, kinumpirma ng Magnolia Management na pumirma na ng isang 2-year maximum contract extension sa kupunan ng 26-year-old small forward. Nag-average ng 14.9 points, 6.9 rebounds, 1.7 assists at 1.2 blocks si Lucero sa kanyang unang taong paglalaro para sa Hot Shots. Muling makakasama ng dating University of the Philippines standout sa kupunan sina Paul Lee, Ian Sanggalang at Mark Barroca. Maglalaro sila para sa kanilang bagong head coach na si L.A. Tenorio. Matatandaan nitong nagdaang linggo lang din nang makuha ng hotshots ang playing rights ni Javi Gomez de Leaño mula sa Terra Firma Jeep. Susubukang bumawi ng Magnolia mula sa kanilang naging nakakadismayang kampanya sa nakaraang season kung saan nabigo sila makapasok sa kahit isang final sa kabila ng kanilang top 4 finish sa tatlong conference. Matatandaan noong 2018 pa huling nagkampiyon ang Magnolia sa PBA.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Marami ring dahilan para manatili sa isang koponan na yung napaglaruan na. Una, yung familiarity with the teammates. Pangalawa, there could be a lot of excitement there because L.A. Tenorio is used to coaching young players at itong mga batang ito, they're sort of taking over na, no? Pinangunahan na nila yung Magnolia. Ang naging sakit lang naman ng koponan last season ay yung pagtatapos, no? Palaging mataas ang ranking nila pagdating sa elimination round, pero pagdating sa playoff, dun sila na natatalisod, no? Kaya maganda rin ngayon, more young players come to the team, more energy, mas lalong tatagal, makakapahinga yung mga veterano, at mas mahahatak pa nila yung kupunan pataas. So, at yung mga bata medyo kailangan nang pumasok dahil si Sanggalang, Lee at Baroka medyo may edad na rin. Hindi ko sinasabing laos na sila, pero syempre things change as you get older, at may mga bagay na hindi mo na nagagawa, at kailangan na ring i-manage yung inyong playing time. So magandang senyales ito para pumasok ang isang o magpatuloy ang isang bata tulad ni Xavier sa kanyang koponan.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Isang nakalulungkot na balita naman sa mundo ng boxing. Pumanaw na sa edad na 46 ang dating world champion na si Ricky Hatton. Natagpo ang wala ng buhay ng mga otoridad ang British boxer sa kanyang tahanan sa Hyde, England. Hindi pa naglalabas ng opisyal na pahayag ang Greater Manchester Police patungkol dito. Isa si Hatton sa pinakakilalang boksingero noong 2010s matapos niyang manalo ng world title sa lightweight at welterweight division. Itong nakaraang Hulyo lang nang inanunsyo ni Hatton na muli siyang lalaban sa Dubai sa Disyembre. Matapos ang 13 taon magmula nung opisyal siya nagretiro sa professional boxing. Nagpaabot ng pakikiramay ang ilan sa mga nakasama at nakalaban ng tinaguriang The Hitman ng world boxing. Kabilang na dito ay ang Filipino boxing legend na si Manny Pacquiao. Sa isang social media post, pinaabot ni Pacquiao ang kanyang pakikiramay sa pamilya at naiwang mga mahal sa buhay ni Hatton. Nagharap ang dalawa sa isang blockbuster Battle of the East and West noong 2009 sa Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At itong marahil turning point, no? Itong pagka talo ni Ricky Hatton kay Manny Pacquiao, dahil mula nun talagang downhill na yung naging career niya. Na lulong siya sa pag-iinom, pinabayaan na niya yung sarili niya, and he was never really the same, no? Parang dinibdib niya masyado yung pagkakapahiya niya nung natinalo siya ni Manny Pacquiao, dahil second round knockout yun, at talagang bulagta siya nung bumagsak siya noon, and he was considered the great white hope, no? At bihira kasi din na may mga European boxers sa kanyang mas mababang weight division, and so it was very painful for him. At kita niyo naman, wala pang 3 taon matapos nun, nagretiro na siya kaagad. Na batang-bata pa siya. I think he was only in his early 30s at the time. So malaking pagkawala ito sa mundo ng boxing. Babalik na po sana siya, but ganun ho talaga, hindi natin maiiwasan.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Ang oras natin ngayon, 11:18 sa ating pagbabalik. Abangan mamaya, makakasama natin sina Alfonso Gonzalez, Florence Tacardon at Joshua Merino ng Season 86 Champion UP Men's Football Team. Ang kanilang paghahanda para sa UAP Season 88 ang ating pag-usapan. Huwag kayong bibitiw, magbabalik pa ang
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
May nabasang nakakagalit, nakakainis, o nakakainit ng dugo. Teka muna, bago mag-react, siguruhin muna ang facts. Tanungin ang sarili kung totoo ba ang impormasyong natanggap. Kung hindi sigurado, hanapin ang source nito at tingnan kung sa reliable at credible na website o tao nang galing ang balita. Huwag laging nagpapadala sa emosyon dahil diyan tayo madalas nabibiktima ng maling impormasyon. Always be aware before you share. Isang paalala mula sa DWAN 12:06 AM.
Gusto Gusto mo bang maliwanagan ang iyong problema sa legal na pamamaraan? Mga payong tiyak na may legal na batayan at mapagkakatiwalaan. Lahat yan ay bibigyan linaw ni na Attorney Melissa Arnesto tuwing Huwebes, 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Dito sa The Legal Weapon. Sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio. Magandang tanghali! Lahing kayo manggi. Sa mundo ng impormasyon, kanino ka ba dapat maniwala? Tandaan, tanghali na lang ang tapat. 30 minuto na maiinit na balitaan. Hatid ang mga napapanahong issue at impormasyon na dapat mong malaman. Tapat at walang kinikilingan. Kasama si Danny Lagman mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 12 hanggang alas 12:30 ng tanghali dito sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM.
Ang Lotto nasa IBC 13 na. Grand money winning games every day. Super na super surprises. At mega chances ang winning. Basta marami kang tickets. PCSO Lottery Draw. Araw-araw ang bulahan tuwing 2 p.m., 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tumaya at manood na sa IBC 13.
Mula sa pangangalaga ng kalusugan hanggang sa serbisyong panlipunan, serbisyong publiko na may puso. Magbibigay kasagutan at impormasyon sa mga nangangailangan. Kasama sina Justine Punsalang at Naomi Tiburcio sa programang Kapwa Ko, Sagot Ko. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dito lang sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At ngayon napapatuloy ang ating programa dito sa DWAN 1206 AM. Kasama natin dito sa studio ang mga miyembro ng UP Men's Football Team na runner-up sa UAP last season. Alfonso Gonzalez, Joshua Merino, and Florence Tacardon. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to Hardball.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Okay, yung kakabahan. Okay, Alfonso, what happened in the finals last year, because you had been the champion the year before, and what did FAU do differently last year in the finals?
For me, the way I saw what happened last season, I feel like they were able to beat us mentally. So for me, I feel like that definitely played a toll on our tactics and the way the team ended up playing throughout the rest of the game, and which gave them the edge to eventually beat us that semifinals.
How will you address that this season? What's going to be different?
I feel like this season we having that experience now and dealing with that back then, I feel like we as a team and with our coaches know how to deal with that scenario and that situation. So if ever that were to happen again, we would be ready for what's to come.
All right. Let me talk to Joshua for a minute now. Joshua, is there a lot of pressure on you because UP is going for their 20th men's football championship? You're coming to a team that's used to winning. How does it feel?
For me, there's a lot of pressure since coming into the team, they were runners up, and I want to bring back the championship in their side. So there's pressure, but also there's excitement that I want to be part of the team and win the championship.
Okay, now how do you go about fitting in if you're coming into a new team? What does the rest of the team do, and what do you have to do para naman hindi ka left out?
I've known these guys for quite some time now.
Okay.
So we were teammates before, like since we were a kid. And coming into the team, it was an easy fit for me because they made me feel like part of the group, part of the team. They made me feel welcome. So coming to the season, it will be an easy transition for me to play with these guys.
Okay, Florence, ikaw naman. What are some of the things that you've learned, having played all these years for UP, at ano yung mga ipapasa mo doon sa mga bagong pasok sa team?
I think yung elite mentality whenever we go to kahit trainings lang. Kasi yan yung pinaka nagiging patok sa team. Like a lot of professional players na gusto makitraining sa team namin. It's because we have this mentality talaga na every training we set ourselves a new standard to be better. Kasi alam namin sa isa't isa na we haven't reached our full potential yet. So dahil doon, alam namin na setting a standard every day for ourselves is yun yung siguro pinakamaganda ipasa sa mga kids, especially sa mga rookies na naninibago sa culture ng team.
Sa football ba, is it similar to basketball na pag may bagong dating, parang ina-expect nila na magaling kagad sila kasi puro highlights yung napapanood nila sa YouTube?
Hindi naman ganun.
Hindi naman.
I think, yun nga, lagi talaga namin siyempre, may potential. Kasi, I mean, UP, known talaga siya to have, a lot of achievements. Tapos, syempre, ina-expect namin when it comes to the rookies, they have this mindset na hindi pa sila magaling. Dapat yung mindset nila, gusto pa rin nila gumaling at gumaling araw-araw.
Okay, may mga ba kayo? Rookie initiation ba kayo?
Wala.
Sigurado ka? Sigurado ka? Tayo lang naman yan. Okay, Alfonso, what is some of the things that UP has been doing differently in terms of training, in terms of elevating your game?
For me, after last season and coming up short to get the back-to-back, I feel like we've really focused on preparing our bodies even more, so that we can even push more than we did last season. Because as expected, for a long season of playing any sport, your team or players will always have some injuries or any discomfort throughout your body. So I feel like us as a team prepared a lot more physically, especially it was a long off season for us compared to the season before, where we only had a few months off. So now I feel like we got a lot of time for us to prepare during the off season. And now that we feel like we've been preparing a lot physically, I feel we're slowly transitioning into the mental side of preparing ourselves just to get ready for this really long season.
Yeah, you've also been part of the men's under 23 team, the national men's team. What's the difference in how you play for your school and how you play for the national team? May pagkakaiba ba?
I feel like there is a bit, because I feel like depending on the person, some people might see playing for your school, it's like playing for school pride.
Okay.
And I feel like you see that in UAAP. So a lot of the people that watch, for example, UAAP sports are really there as a supporter of the school. And I feel like that's the same with a lot of players. And being with the national team, I feel like those are really the people that show the passion for the sport and for the country. But then again, at the same time, it's for me in UP, I feel like everyone has that desire to be a part of the national team. So what Florence was saying, how a lot of the players or just the team in general, have a lot of achievements in UP football, and through that, a lot of the players were able to excel, go pro. A lot of the players were able to go national team. I feel like, as he was saying a while ago, with the standard of the performance that the team sets, I feel like that really pushes everyone to have that desire to go for the national team, and everyone just pushes all the time. Okay. Something you see the same in national team as well.
All right, Florence, na nabanggit ka na, football really just became popular again starting about 2010, 2011 when the ASCAL's games started getting televised. What do you feel needs to happen para mas lalong tangkilikin ng mga tao ang football dito sa atin? Mainipin ba ang mga fans natin?
I think, syempre, kasi marami talaga I mean, Filipino people, they always go supporting yung mga nananalo.
Okay.
And I think if ever we want to have more supporters, at least, have the mentality to win palagi talaga. And with that, kapag nagkasunod-sunod na yung pagkapanalo siguro nung ating Philippine Men's National Football Team, I think tuloy-tuloy na rin yung supporters na pumapasok dyan.
Para sa inyo, when you were playing last season, what did FEU do right that you think you can overcome this year, and what are the adjustments you guys are making?
Siguro yung kagaya ng sinabi ni Fonzie, it's their mentality. Like, they really wanted to win that game. And kami, I think that game, naging complacent kami.
Okay.
Kasi parang we were really looking forward for the championship match already, not even thinking about this game. And I think yun yung pinaka naging mali namin lahat, na ang pangit na mentality namin going to the game. And dahil this preseason, we didn't win our preseason tournament. And I think it's also a wake-up call for us na ganito yung mangyayari kapag pangit yung mentality mo going to the game. And yun.
Okay. Joshua, ikaw naman, what's going to be different in terms of studying and playing football? Kasi syempre mas matindi yung laro sa UP. The expectations are very high. How is it balancing your studies with football?
I'm balancing my studies and football really good.
Okay.
Just managing my time.
Anong load mo?
I have 15 units now, so it's not that much. but it's not an easy task to do, especially being a student athlete and then studying in a big university or state university.
Yeah.
So definitely there's a lot of things to handle, and just really manage my time a lot and continue and support.
Okay, Fonzie, he talked about balancing the schedule. What happens when, let's say, you have subjects that you need to take, but you're practicing also at that time? What's the adjustment? Huwag na lang mag-aral. No, just kidding.
Actually, for me, it depends on, let's say, the season it is. So if we're expecting a lot of maybe unexpected scheduling in training or games, and I'm unsure with if I will be able to give my all for that class that I really need to take, then I have to maybe adjust, then maybe try to find another class that I can take, and hopefully that it still works out later on.
Okay. Do the profs mind if, let's say, you're prioritizing football during the season?
I feel like it depends on the profs.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I feel like a lot of professors, they're also fans of sports.
Okay.
So they really understand the difficulty in balancing both things at the same time. But then you also have to understand the professors that don't really give you the time of day for things like that, because
they're nerds.
Yeah, I guess maybe, but they're also just doing their job, and they really just want to make sure that it's fair for everyone.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Florence, for you, what is the goal for you personally this season? What's going to change from the previous seasons?
Siyempre, ultimate goal pa rin is to win the championship. And other than that, siguro yung pinaka gusto ko lang mangyari sa team is to reach their potential. While parang to reach their peak ba? Parang ganun during the whole season. Kasi malayo talaga yung mararating ng mga players na to. Especially ito sila Fonzie, sila Josh. Malayo talaga yung marating nila when it comes to playing football. And I wish, while I'm still Spartan team, maabot na nila yung full potential na hindi nila maabot-abot until now.
Okay, what are you going to miss the most about being part of the UP football community?
Siguro yung bonding ng team. Yun talaga yung pinaka-miss mo whenever you leave something, yung pagkasama-sama nyo. And imagine every day you see these faces.
Hindi ka pa nagsasawa.
Wala ganun talaga. Tapos, ayun, feeling ko yun yung pinaka-miss, yung waking up in the morning just, to train with these people, to suffer kasama sila, and everything else. Ayun.
Okay. Ikaw naman, Joshua, what are you looking forward to most this season?
as what my Kuya Florence said.
Ngayon kuya na.
Oh yeah, senior. So the ultimate goal is winning the championship. But most for me, what I'm looking forward is especially the team, bonding with the team, suffering with the team, as what he said. Because that's what, for me, it's not the finish line that's more important, but the journey. So how we won the championship.
Are you a philosophy major? Hindi naman.
No, but I just believe in that na mas importante yung journey kasi yung ano.
Okay.
Kasi yun doon talaga mabubuo yung mga pinagsamahan namin.
Okay, Fonzie, sino mga mabibigat na kalaban nyo this season? Who's strong this year?
Well, basing it off last season and the preseason tournament, of course, FEU being defending champions, and we had a really difficult game against them this preseason, as well as Ateneo. I feel like those two games, especially now. In football, I feel like those are really like the rivalries that you really have, especially all being in Quezon City, especially with Ateneo, it being like the Battle of Katipunan, as they say.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially with that game, you really see the atmosphere that the crowd gives. So it's really like a really intense, mentally, physically challenging game.
Okay. Now, sa sidebar lang yung sa national team, what are some of the things you wish would happen so that men's football in general would become more popular here in the Philippines?
For me, the way I see it is like, as everyone would know, like, in the Philippines, basketball and volleyball are really like the main sports of everything. Because of what they're really exposed to.
Yes.
So I feel like if you go around like any neighborhood, you'll always see like just an open basketball court or volleyball court where anyone can play. And I feel like if maybe more Filipinos are exposed to these kind of scenarios with like football, I feel like football is a sport that the Philippines is like more built for, with especially like our, how do I say, like body composition,
our physique,
yeah, exactly. And I feel like if that were the case and the Philippines, gave more support towards the football, I feel like the standards of everyone, not only the men's football team, would definitely go up, and the development of everyone would definitely rise.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for being on the show. Yan po ang mga miyembro ng UP men's football team gunning for their 20th championship this season. Good luck. Thanks for being on Hardball.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
All right. Magpapatuloy po ang ating programang
Hardball with Bill Velasco. Magandang umaga! Bangon, bagong Pilipinas. Mas pinalakas at mas pinaigting ang inyong himpilan ng radyo sa umaga. Agahan na may kabuluhan. Sabay-sabay nating tunghayan ang maiinit at mahahalagang balitang hatid para sa inyo. 2 oras na balitaan ng may tamang impormasyon at malasakit. Kasama sina Alice Noel at Sherwin Eslava. Mula alas 6 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga. Dito lang sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, the 1206 AM, the future of AM radio.
May nabasang nakakagalit, nakakainis, o nakakainit ng dugo. Teka muna, bago mag-react, siguruhin muna ang facts. Tanungin ang sarili kung totoo ba ang impormasyong natanggap. Kung hindi sigurado, hanapin ang source nito at tingnan kung sa reliable at credible na website o tao nang galing ang balita. Huwag laging nagpapadala sa emosyon dahil diyan tayo madalas nabibiktima ng maling impormasyon. Always be aware before you share. Isang paalala mula sa DWAN 1206 AM.
Ang loto nasa IBC 13 na. Grand money winning games every day. Super na super surprises at mega chances ang winning. Basta marami kang tickets. PCSO Lottery Draw. Araw-araw ang bulahan tuwing 2 p.m., 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tumaya at manood na sa IBC 30.
Let's go back in time a little bit. How did you wind up in LaSalle?
So from California, I was not really recruited, but I was invited to play in the Filipino leagues. So that was my only connection actually to coming out here. And a lot of former LaSallites have migrated to California.
Okay.
And they see me playing. I'm some big kid, and they naturally they ask, what are your plans after high school? So they get in contact with their contemporaries here in the Philippines, and long story short, they bring me out, give me a scholarship.
Okay, what was so unique about that LaSalle team that you guys won like 4 championships while you were there?
I want to say that we bought into the system. I want to say that we were selfless and we played for each other.
What made you decide to stay here and play in the PBA instead of going back to the US?
I think it's just something that I wanted to tick off of my bucket list and see if I was good enough to do that. But moving back to the States, that was always the plan. But I just wanted to make sure that while I still had the opportunity, I wanted to see if it was something that I can accomplish or something that I can achieve.
And of course, you're most known for when you played for Alaska. But what was the culture like there?
Well, it was under Tim Cohn, so triangle offense. I would say it was probably 50-50 Philam. So I mean, I can't really say that the culture was bad or good, but it was really regimented and strict because Coach Tim had his handprint on every aspect of what we did, whether it was offense and defense.
Including writing reports after every game, right?
Yes, which I have no idea was being done. but I found out later on.
Okay. What are some of the things you learned in the different teams that you played for? Because you played for all the powerhouse teams, no? You played for Alaska, you played for San Miguel, you played for Ginebra before coming over to Phoenix. Well, what are some of the things that you learned along the way?
Well, number one, as you go, you mature. So that's one thing. I matured. I figured out what it took to hang around the league as long as I did. I learned to ask questions, not just of my coaches, but of my teammates. Try to learn something new every year. Doesn't mean that you learn something new that you're going to bring it out in games, but at least you have it there in your back pocket. Just overall, how to be a good teammate and get along with different types of people and different types of teammates. More along the lines of that.
What made you stick when you got to Phoenix?
Well, at that time when I got to Phoenix, they were a new franchise, and whenever you're a new franchise, you're trying to establish yourself, establish your identity. And me being a veteran, I would say right place, right time. I was the veteran, and I would like to say that I was a good role model. So whether it was about taking young players aside and kind of sharing with them my experiences, because I've pretty much played every single role on a team, whether it be a guy that's on reserve, at the end of the bench, starter, go-to guy, I was that. So just being able to relate to every single teammate that I had.
Okay, now along the way, you'd been around for quite a while. What changed while you were playing basketball, and how did your game evolve?
Well, I would say early on it was about proving that I can stick in the league. As I got along, it was proving that I can thrive in the league. And towards the latter portion of was was trying to leave a legacy and trying to pass on whatever knowledge that I had, so that in the players that come after me, they'd be able to kind of carry on whatever culture that I had set down.
What made you decide to coach again instead of going back to the US?
Well, as I had already, kind of marked or established that I was stepping away from the game, I didn't want to step away from the game totally. So maybe I'm not playing basketball anymore, but I'm still around the game. So I think the next logical step was for me to join the coaching staff, and Phoenix management, being gracious as they are, they allowed me a spot on the coaching staff.
Okay, as a coach, what were some of the things that you had to learn or relearn from the time that you were a player?
The biggest thing was transferring whatever knowledge I had to the players. It's one thing being able to execute these certain skills and schemes and whatnot, but it's a whole nother ballgame being able to get your players or the players that you're coaching to execute those skills.
What was your role when you first came in as an assistant?
Initially, it was a skills coach, mainly with the bigs. And then as I stuck along, I started moving more towards the schematic portion and the game planning portion of the coaching staff.
Okay. What's been the biggest challenge for Phoenix? Because what would it take for this team to go deep into the playoffs?
Number one, I think it's establishing an identity. I think that's something that was in short supply in the past. So establish that identity. What type of team do we want to be? And like I talked about my LaSalle teams from the past, buying into the system, buying into that identity, and playing for each other, which is difficult to do at the professional level.
That's true. What made you ultimately decide to become a head coach, knowing that there's got a lot of pressure in it? It's a thankless job. I mean, coaches have gained wrinkles and lost hair.
Oh yeah, it's already started.
What made you take the job?
Well, when I joined Phoenix, it was always be to serve the franchise, in whatever capacity, whether it be as a player, as a skills coach, as an assistant coach, and then now they called and asked me to serve the franchise, to serve the company as the head coach. So I'm just trying to serve the company in the best way that I can, in whatever role that they ask me to fill.
Okay, well, what's going to be the identity of Phoenix now under the Wilson leadership?
Yeah, well, we're trying to become a defensive team. So, as a player, I was never really known for my offense, and I'm trying to bring that identity here to Phoenix. I believe that defense travels. Wherever you play, defense should always be there. Offense comes and goes.
From what you've seen, how much more difficult is it to be a head coach?
Oh man, it's night and day. With being an assistant coach, you're responsible for your own small portion of what's happening behind the curtain, and as a head coach, you're responsible for everything that happens behind the curtain, and as well as the presentation once the curtain opens. You're responsible for that presentation as well.
What are your expectations of the team coming into this historic 50th season?
Oh, expectations! I'm trying to temper those, but what I can say is I'm really projecting. I'm really hoping that we make the playoffs this upcoming conference.
Is there a lot of pressure on you now coming in as a new coach?
Is there a lot of pressure on me coming in as a new coach? I would say the most pressure would probably be coming from myself. What's difficult for me being a coach is I'm controlling, I would say, which is why I was so detail oriented as a player, and I'm trying to bring that aspect of me, of my personality as a coach, and that's when you're expecting and you're trying to project that onto players, it's not always going to be there. So the pressure, I would say, is mostly coming from myself.
how are you planning to deal with frustrations, the officiating and all of that, which are all, not best friends of a coach.
Right. Well, my wife is there, so she's my psychiatrist, my counselor, and all of that. So I'll just be laying all of that out on her.
Okay, well, we'll pray for her.
Yes, please do.
But this season, what are you most looking forward to?
Just seeing the transformation of this team and seeing what we've been working on in the preseason, realizing itself in these games.
Right. Thanks a lot for your time, Coach. That's it.
Yes,
Painless.
anytime. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
With Bill Velasco.
At bago tayo magwakas, mainit ang pinag-uusapan ngayon kung sino nga ba ang bubuo ng pinakamahusay na 12-man lineup sa kasaysayan ng NBA. Base sa listahan na nilabas ng AI engine na ChatGPT po ito. Ang best starting five sa kasaysayan ng liga ay bubuoy ni Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tim Duncan at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Samantalang ang bench naman ay sina Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Steph Curry at Bill Russell. Okay, magandang palaisipan po yan, no? Dahil maraming players syempre ang hindi kasama dito sa listahan. Wala kang Wilt Chamberlain, wala kang Jerry West, wala kang Allen Iverson, wala kang David Robinson, walang Kevin Durant. So, yun ang magandang katanungan. Ano ba ang naging pamantayan, kategorya ng ChatGPT para sabihin hirangin na itong 12 player na ito, no? Of course, wag na natin pag-usapan kung sino yung 5 pinakamagaling. Narito na ang maraming player na may hawak na kredibilidad at maraming kampyonato, no? Pero gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, walang Wilt Chamberlain, David Robinson, Julius Erving, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, Kevin Garnett, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki. Maraming players ang hindi pa kasama dito sa listahan. So, ano kaya ang sa tingin ninyo? No? Ako sa tingin ko, maganda yung listahan na to. Kung titignan mo, it's very strong lineup, very hard to defend. Yung starting five, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Sinong babantayan mo dyan? Very good defensive five also. And then you have Kobe, Bird, Durant, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Steph Curry at Bill Russell. So may Kevin Durant, may Hakeem Olajuwon. Some of these big guys will be playing forward. Malamang sa hindi, Bill Russell will end up playing small forward or power forward because he's only 6'9", kahit siyang hari ng rebound at ng block shot nung kapanahunan niya. But siguro rin pag-isipan din natin yung mga iba pang sinaunang mga player. I'm sure there's room for more of them in that lineup. Siguro kung binilang ng ChatGPT yung championships, yung mga statistics, I don't know if I will agree that LeBron James and Tim Duncan should be playing together, kasi halos pareho naman sila ng posisyon, and Tim Duncan for the most part also played center, hindi ba? At and then you have Kobe Bryant coming off the bench. Hindi ko lang alam kung paano yan at sino kaya magiging coach niyan at paano mo bubalansin yung playing time.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Uli, shoutout sa ating pamilya sa Buffalo Wings and Things, lalo na kay Ginong Romel Intal, ang kanilang pinakamalapit na branch dito sa amin.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At muli, inanyayahan ko po kayong mag-like, share, subscribe at mag-follow na rin sa ating mga personal na sports channel ang Basketball Universe PHL at ang Women Who Win. At doon matutunghayan niyo mga pinagsikapan namin ng mga iba-ibang kwento ng inspirasyon at pagsusumikap ng ating mga atletang Pilipino.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Gaya na lagi, maraming salamat kay Nanay Elena Fernandez, Dave Martiliano, Christian Santos, Michael Forton, Vincent Ilacas, Julia Soriano, Sheila Talusan, Benedict Silverio, Ailes De Vera, Raniel Macanang, Rap Arca, Gab Ferreras, Lisa Palma, Criel Orozco, Jimmy Alabanza, Julian Rafael Lapid at B. Icasiano.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Yan po ang ating programa para sa araw na ito. Muli ang Hardball ay masusubaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes alas 11 na umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Dito lang yan sa DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio. O si Bill Velasco. Magkita-kita po tayo muli bukas.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.